Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to come live here, 10 o'clock. I have a couple meetings later. Just wanted to catch up with you guys. I broke the internet last night, and that was kind of unexpected on my part. Honestly, I did not mean to say what was most people's reaction to what I said. And so I thought maybe I get on here and kind of clarify the mindset, right? And most people, honestly, those of you who reacted to the post, you are reacting in life and you are showing symptoms. That's all I'm going to say for you. But as far as myself, I'll clarify my point on this live. But honestly, it has nothing to do with gas prices. So if you're expecting that I'm going to talk about gas prices or I'm going to talk about the economy or anything, you can move on from this video because that's not what I'm going to talk about. And it has nothing to do with gas prices. But if you are worried about economy, and I'm going to talk about them. If you're worried about economy and if you're worried about future, right? That's pretty much everyone's worry, right? And yes, the present is really becoming hard, but it's only because in the past you have neglected the future. That's why you're having a hard time. And I get it. The people who struggle in life, I am not talking to them. They're doing everything they can to make ends meet. So they are not like part of this conversation. And trust me, those people read my posts and they're not offended. Those of you who are coming in here and they're saying, "Oh, yo, I know someone, I know so and so who's struggling." They're not reacting to this post. They don't have time because they're acting in life. And those of you who are reacting to that post, you're reacting in life, and that's one of the reasons why you had to react. And I get it. Those of you who care about me, who want me to have a good impression on people, I really feel for you, and I really understand your point of view, and I completely accept that sometimes I could be viral, okay, and some of the ways I say things. But know that I don't have bad intention against someone. I'm not looking down on someone. So if you're assuming for that or you're falling for that, your assumption of my post comes down to, hey, be humble. You don't know me. You don't know me. If you knew me, you wouldn't have that type of reaction. You probably barely see me. You just see me on social media and you react. So if you're reacting to me, you're reacting to life. Stop reacting to life. Okay. But anyway, let's get into our topic. And those of you who don't know me and maybe get pissed off, why this guy talk like that? I'm a residential real estate broker here in Michigan and founder of Real Estate Sales Machine. We do marketing for real estate agents and brokers. And I want to talk about reaction, right? We go through experiences in life that are positive and experiences through life that are negative. And I had recently a customer experience. You can call it a customer experience because I was the customer in the experience. And it involved really, by most standards, very little of exchange of money on my part. That's that's the honest truth. I didn't pay too much, but in many parts of the experience, that it didn't come close to what was represented on the offer, right? It didn't come close to what was represented on the offer, including some major missteps on their part, right? Whatever service I was getting. And, to be honest, I was pissed, right? I was pissed that, hey, why was this promised to me and why didn't I get it, right? And my reaction, let's talk, I'm still on topic, I'm not off topic, right? My reaction was emotional, right? And I was, a lot of people, I don't know if you guys do this, but you do this whenever you get emotional or whenever you have conflicts going on or, anything, you come to a situation, we all tend to react, and I'm not saying I don't react, right? But if we can do this magic pause, it can move us from reaction to response or action. And that's the root of being responsible. When you want to be responsible and you take yourself as a responsible party, you have to pause. You have to make this magic pause anytime you feel like you are about to react. If you are responsible, you before you react, you take a pause and really assess the situation before you say, brother, be humble, right? Come on. Like, who are you? You either don't know who you're talking to, or you just react to everything in life, right? So before we react to something, so my experience with this customer experience that I had, when everything that was represented on the offer was not delivered, my first experience was to react emotionally. And I even had plans, like, I'm going to go on Google and write this 23-point review, right? And all, like, I went all out. I even wrote up the review, right? I even wrote out the review, like, this is about to go on Google, right? But I had this magic pause, right? And sometimes we pause, and sometimes God makes us pause, right? And that's, yes, my post is no big deal. It's not. It's like a speck of dust in your life, or in the measure of universe, right? But you have to understand, when you react to small things like that, that means you are reacting to very big things in life, right? So you are a very reactionary person, and you need to exercise pause. You need to exercise pause, and trust me, I have been there. I don't pause. I'm known to not pause. Okay, so, but with this specific customer experience that I had, I was, I think God made me pause. I'll be honest, but I was able to pause. That's the point. And with the personal work that I have done over the years, there are internal processes that I had to go through when I have experiences like this, and I revert to my old self of not pausing, right? So I know where you guys are, those of you who reacted to the post. So I'm not making a live video to talk about nobody. So you haters can, the other haters who don't care what it is, they're just trolls, right? Those of you who are just trolls out there, you do what you do. You're making me viral. But those of you who reacted unintentionally, those are the people I'm talking to, using my own personal experience. And, my first reaction was to have huge, expectations. When someone offered something to me and I accepted the offer, all of our first reaction is that I accepted your offer when you didn't deserve it. So I have big expectations, especially when I'm going to pay you, right? So our first intention when that doesn't happen in this day and age is to go write an online review, right? And that's kind of like what happens with social posts, right? When you read a post and you're like, I bothered to read your sentence, I have to say something, right? And that's how you know some people are reacting in life, is that they read something and they felt like they needed to correct it. They needed to leave a positive or negative review. And that's just how we operate. That's just how we humans operate. When we are not consciously acting, we are reacting. And there is nothing wrong with that. We just have to make sure we make this magic pause, assess the situation, try to understand someone's intention, understand the other person's shortcoming, and then act, then respond, and not react. So, I'm intense, to say the least, that I wanted to write this review, right? This whole 23-point review I had written out. And then my first thought reaction is that I'm going to go off on this review and it's going to be left online for everyone to read. And their friend request, people request, send me friend requests, just like fake profiles, just to mess with me, right? Just all of that, thinking about all of that, I'm like, you know what? I need to pause because I'm reacting here. And I paused and thought, and how often do I screw up, right? I had to ask myself, how often do I screw up? And it's a lot. And How many times are there times when I don't deliver? Yep. So what's the upside of me lighting someone up with a review, right? Zero. So what's the upside of you reading someone's post online and you try to leave them a negative review or reaction, right? What's the upside of doing that if you also screw up and if you also don't deliver positively all the time, right? So here is what I did, okay? Here is what I did. I sent them the same review I was going to send or post online in an email, in a very nice email, right? With the 23 points. And that I had to let them know, like, hey, I believe the responsible thing for me to do is, based on my experience, is to communicate directly to you, right? Instead of reacting to you publicly, right? So, and that's what I did. And I left it at that, right? Sharing my input on where they fell short, right? Where they misrepresented and quite frankly fell flat on their face, right? With some things that happened. But I had to decide that, hey, what is the responsible thing to do? What is the responsible thing to do? And that would be communicating someone's shortcomings, communicating someone's mistake directly to them, and not do a public review, right? Public review of your opinion on the matter, right? So I left it at that, and they may disagree, right? They may disagree, and that's okay. They may disagree. They may come up with their own assumptions. They may come up with their own reactions to that email. They may come up with their own justification, and that's completely fine. I'm not really concerned if they think I have unrealistic expectations, and that's what happens, right? You see, like over 70 people reacted, or like almost like 100 people reacted to the post that I made about the gas price, right? Honestly, like I was like, you know what, let's be viral tonight. But I'm just joking. But I just wanted to show a different perspective, right? But when someone reacted that way, now I had another option to react also, to justify my thought process. And I don't justify my thought process. I don't, say, you know what, all these people don't know any better. They're just ignorant. They're just haters. That's not what I'm doing with this video. And I want to be clear. I just want to be clear on clarifying what I was trying to do. And with this whole customer experience that I had, and how I had to take the magic pause and respond, be responsible, and not just react to a negative experience that I had. And that this can be applied on all spheres of life, in our relationships, and I'm not really concerned if they thought I have unrealistic expectations, or I'm a butthole, or I'm rude, or I'm just a needy person. What I know is that I did the responsible thing to do, and I communicated my negative experience to them directly without expecting any refund, right? I could have asked for a refund there, but you guys get the point. It may feel satisfying when you are going through this exercise of reacting to something. It might feel satisfying, right? Because you feel like this guy deserves it. This guy deserves for me to tell him to be humble. This guy is an arrogant person. He needs to be beat down. And when you're going through this exercise, it might feel satisfying, but you have to take the magic pause, assess the situation, ask yourself, is this really necessary? Do I also, people are still reacting to the post, but do I also fall short like this? If you do, be the responsible party and take and respond to the situation and not react to the situation. There is a big difference between responding and reacting. Responding is when you find the wavelength and you talk in that wavelength, and not just talking your wavelength and you just want the other person to get it. You just think that other person has to come and agree with you on your point, and you're just reacting. You're just giving a review of your thought process from your perspective. So that's not responding. What you want to do is respond, communicate directly, and not passively try to do a drive-by on someone, right, on a post. And in my case would be, I had the experience, a negative experience. I had the right to do the drive-by, right? When you get a bad meal in McDonald's, what do? You do a drive-by egging, right? I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But you get the, I had the right to do a drive-by on, Google review. That's the least I could have done to share my experience. But I had the magic pause and I responded. I communicated directly to the person on my negative experience about their service, about their post, right? So, I think, I don't believe we need to, take a grandstand and beat the crap out of someone online when they make a mistake, right? And they might disagree when we communicate directly our negative experience to them, right? And I don't believe that grandstand needs to be taken, and especially like massively, right? Everyone jump on it and like the comment like 50 times. Like, okay, I got the point. Be humble. And it's satisfying. Trust me. I know you guys were so satisfied liking that comment. And just think ahead for a moment. Just think ahead for a moment. How does it feel if you are on the receiving end when someone grandstands you for a mistake? How does that feel, right? Just think ahead for a moment and ask yourself that question, that how would that feel if I was on the receiving end? And just something to think about for all of you, those who reacted negatively, that because of me reacting to life, I'm showing a symptom of reaction, and I am even reacting to a speck of dust in the measure of the universe, and I'm causing an infliction to someone who's on the receiving end who made a mistake, right? Just think ahead for a moment and just think about it, something to think about. And I by far don't get it right all the time, okay? So you don't have to fix me, right? By far, I don't get it right all the time. So you don't have, no one has to fix me, right? But communicate directly about your negative experiences, and you will find yourself responding to your situations and not reacting to your situations. And I know I'm consistently striving to be right all the time. So do communicate directly about your negative experiences, and I hope to contribute positively all the time. So your communication directly helps me a lot. Those of you who DM me, who get in my DM with all of these, some of these posts that goes viral, I really appreciate you. You're my raving fans. Okay, communicating with me directly, talking about it, and expressing your experience, and that I really appreciate that. And those of you who keep making comments, okay? We need those. You need the bad guy. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I do have to jump on a call, so I